Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Proving Grounds Arena. My name is Bloomer, and of course, joining me, my incredible co-caster, C-Funk.
Hi, Bloomer. How you doing?
I am doing phenomenal. Thanks so much, C-Funk. I hope you're doing well as well. And I already know the answer is yes, because we have an unreal match tonight. Two of the highest ranked teams we've seen so far here on the Proving Grounds Arena.
That is so true. They are in the 4,000 range. I believe that's Grandmaster, you guys. Grandmaster teams here in the TPG arena.
That's right. And I only want to sell these guys short. You say they're in the 4,000 range. I think it's closer to that 4,200 range. So
Yes.
they're not just like peeking into the grandmaster zone. They are established. They are that good. So both of these teams have played in open division. It's gonna be what is it you always say, C Funk? I'm never gonna try and say it as well as you are. So
Is
it's a
it, I believe the word you're looking for is exciting?
well,
Or,
it's definitely exciting.
well,
But I was gonna say you're
sorry,
knocked
knock
down.
down, drag out, that one.
Knocked out dry. It's like there's so many different catchphrases now, Seafug. It's
There
hard to keep
are.
them all
It
straight.
is super hard to keep them all
Um,
straight.
that
But I
being
got it.
said, tonight's match is between Team Serendipity and Toronto Tide Pod. So again, two new teams to the Proving Grounds Arena. We haven't seen them play yet, but what we have seen is that both of these teams again, sitting at 4.2K as a six stack. This is not, we're not talking about like, grinding your way through matches and hey, look at that. This is my season high. And that's what I'm telling everyone. I hit master, so I'm a master. No, these are six stack teams that maintain a 4.2 average. C Funk, that is crazy talent.
That is an extreme amount of talent on just not only one team, but both teams. And not only that, let's see, the Toronto Tide Pods have, they're seasoned. They have participated in a lot of matches. Just to name a
Yes.
few, they've participated in four open division seasons.
Yes.
Second place on Jane's Get Good North America Season 2 Expert Division.
Yes.
And in this last season of Open Division, they placed 92
Wow.
overall. That
Wow.
is
And
nothing to sneeze at.
that is nothing to sneeze at, to say the least. That is an exceptional group of
Mhm.
talented individuals playing Overwatch. That being said, that was Toronto, I believe. What about
That was
Serendipity, C Funk? What have you got for us on them?
Serendipity. Okay, so they have been a team since January of 2019, so the beginning of
Yes.
this year, newer team. They're pushing towards tier 2. They placed 32nd in the
Wow.
open division matches, and you know what? Their name comes for the love of ice cream.
And that's something I just have to respect, quite frankly. I mean,
I
listen, if you're
mean,
gonna you're gonna make an Overwatch team, why wouldn't you name it after ice cream, quite frankly?
I
Um,
mean, why not?
Yeah, exactly.
Sounds
Listen, I would
delicious.
rather they're talking about playing ice cream in the Toronto Tide Pods. I gotta tell you, that's something that was a whole terrible trend. We don't wanna we don't wanna even think about that. But nonetheless, I gotta tell you, a match I'm excited for tonight. And the fact that you just said it, they finished top 32 in open division. That's of course the tier three scene for anybody at home that's maybe wondering, questioning. That's very, very high end Overwatch, and they're pushing into that tier two. If they are finishing top 32, they're gonna, if they're not already there, they're gonna be there very, very shortly, because that's exactly the sort of results you need in order to push into that. So that's a team that we could very likely see in or not, sorry, open division, but in contenders potentially,
But
potentially next season.
you saw him here first on TPG Arena, so
And never forget that, of course. Now,
never.
we got to talk about this. What strategies do you think that we're going to be seeing, C
Ooh.
Funk, from these teams rated so high? Again, they're not going to be coming out trying out, crazy different things, I don't imagine. I think we're going to see some
Mhm.
very solid, well practiced, well thought out strategies, because they want to win tonight's grand prize, of course, the cash,
Of
cold
course.
hard cash.
I think we're probably going to see a lot of 3-3 tonight. So that's going to be three tanks, three supports. I think they're going to go with the tried and true tonight. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
And of course, you're not wrong. We will see, the meta has been shifting more and more, but I tend to agree. I could see, or I could foresee, a lot of well, it's so affectionately known as goats, but yes, the three tank, three support meta. There's different variations, of course. Sometimes they run a Winston, sometimes they run a Zenyatta, sometimes there's a Sombra even in place of a Diva or something like that. So then I guess it's no longer technically 3-3. But there's all sorts of variations on the comp, and we'll have to see, of course, what both of these teams decide to bring out, what they've been practicing, what they've been working on. Again, they know that even though tonight's matchup is a scrim, because there is that cold hard cash prize, both teams want to win. And both teams, I mean, listen, there's a reason why we call it the proving grounds. They want to prove themselves. They want to say, yes, we are the number one team so far, or at least the highest SR team so far to win on the Proving Grounds Arena.
So true. Their first map tonight is going to be Hollywood, and
Ah,
it's going to be a
nice.
hybrid map.
It is indeed a really great map. Again, a lot of different interesting ways that they can go. Some teams push through that right room as they try and
Mhm.
push onto A. Others go down the middle. Some try and go left, take the high ground. You can go far left around. All sorts of things we can talk about as soon as the map actually comes in. And then of course the hybrid part of it, changing from point A over to an escort style map. So pushing that payload through that second and third point, lots of high ground, lots of different corners. There's all sorts of different strategies that can work out, that can be absolutely viable. We'll have to see what they do. Now, C-Funk, something we've been seeing a lot of here in TPG Arena and just in the competitive Overwatch scene as of lately has been a lot of bunker or bunker style compositions.
Mhm.
Things that are including characters like Orisa, who have that powerful shield, and then they throw people like a Bastion behind that, potentially a Baptiste for the lamp or immortality
Mhm.
field, so that they can take all that extra damage without having to worry about running back from spawn. Do you think that we're going to be seeing a lot of that, or even potentially a pirate ship version of that as we move into tonight's matchup, or do you think that they'll really just be 3-3, leave it at that?
I think it's honestly going to depend on the map. So some combinations of what you call a bunker or a pirate ship work better on certain types of maps. So I
Hmm.
think it's all going to come down to the map and what they feel is going to work on that map. So if they feel a bunker is going to work best on defense on, say, Hollywood,
Okay.
holding the high ground, shooting down on the team trying to come through that choke point, then we'll see some
Yeah.
bunker.
Well, yeah, I guess you never know. And again, what's so interesting about where Overwatch currently is
Mhm.
that there are lots of different strategies because of the fact that that 3-3 you were talking about, C-Funk, has been so prevalent for so long, so often has been considered that top tier meta, that everyone needs to run it. And if you're not running it, you're throwing the game. And because of that, so many of these teams, the teams that are like the ones playing tonight, have been trying to figure out counters to that, and
Mhm.
a lot of the time, the counter simply has been to run their own version of it. So we may see that. Or on the flip side, we may see something absolutely spectacular tonight, something totally different, something off the wall crazy. I got to tell you, I've been hearing about teams that have been really successful, for example, running a May Torbjorn combination. And
Oh.
I would be beyond thrilled. I would be ecstatic. I'd be screaming in my mic like a 12-year-old girl if I see that be brought out tonight.
Are you referring to our last match on Tuesday?
Well, that I think that did manage to make an appearance as well. It's actually, believe it or not, it's been something that's been going around though. There's
Oh.
a team that's been seeing a lot of success with it in Open Division, and because of that, now it's starting to become something we're seeing a little bit more and more. And well, I love it. I love it. Again, seeing all these different heroes that in the past we just haven't seen on the big screen, that we haven't seen except for in our own private matches, solo queue competitive in gold or platinum, and they choose it and everyone starts flaming them because you're throwing the game. You should have been choosing this hero. And I like that's boring. We want to
Mhm.
see as much variety as possible. And again, TPG Arena so far has been doing an insane job of providing just that.
It has, and I am just now getting news.
Oh,
Never mind.
we we
So
almost had news.
let's go into other news. Exciting news. We are now affiliated.
Oh, no big deal, right? Let me just go ahead and like brush off
Nothing.
my shoulders here really quickly. That's right. Not only are we affiliated, but we actually got affiliated before we even officially hit the required stream amount. So
Mhm.
I don't know if that was someone at Twitch head office that made a mistake and accidentally hit the approval button too soon, or maybe it was because of the fact that you guys watching at home. There's been so much support, so much love between the retweeting on Twitter, the love from the Instagram families, the of course Twitch community showing up in droves and flocks, not just one or two or three people showing up, but we've had I forget if the max was something like 80, 90 people at a time watching. It's been unbelievable, and I know personally I'm extremely humbled and very thankful for each and every one of you that are tuning in with us and hanging out with us here today.
And we are extremely thankful. We wanted to get your input on what emotes you think we need here on the TPG Arena. Go ahead,
Absolutely.
spam it in chat either now or later when you think about it. Just let us know what emotes you guys would like to see.
And of course, if you are just like myself, where you think you've got a great idea, but of course, it's so easy to say you think you've got it, but then you're not so sure and it takes a little bit of time. You want to get your voice in those still, feel free in our Discord that you can hit ! Discord to join if you're not already a part of, and you can let us know what thoughts you have then as well. We always want to hear from you, the community. We, again, are so appreciative and so thankful for each and every one of you that we want to give you guys at least a little something back to say thank you. And emojis, one of the best ways to do it, C-Funk.
It is. Not only that, if you guys want to know what other perks that you get for subscribing, check out the panels down below the video feed.
Yes.
And all the information is right there for you.
Yeah, I believe one of the big perks is, I mean, I know there's a ton of stuff, but one of the big perks is potentially even getting a little bit of a head start on the available broadcast dates and thusly getting your team in a little bit quicker, which, as we've already learned from this month, the spaces fly they fill up pretty fast.
They
Um,
do.
I
So fast, in fact, that we had to open up July
This is
to do,
true.
to do this same thing. So if you didn't get in this month, don't worry. We have 7 spots, only 7 spots remaining to reserve to be the first ones to pick next month's dates.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, that's what that is doing. Those seven remaining spots start off with more, now down to only seven for teams that are looking to get not only broadcasted, not only getting their opportunity to prove themselves here in the Proving Grounds Arena, but the opportunity to win cold hard cash just for winning one match, which is again, I've never been offered an opportunity to play Overwatch and win money. So seems like a
And
good deal to me.
it's not only for winning one match next month. Next
Oh.
month, however many times you play, that is all teams. You don't even have to win. All
Yes.
teams are included. Your name is entered into a drawing. Your team name is entered into the drawing. And whoever wins is going to get a jackpot of cash to the amount of $200.
Pog. $200. I can already think of a few things that I could spend $200 on pretty quick and pretty easily. And one of those things is going to be, of course, getting my team totally ready. And first, all I got to do is incentivize five of my closest friends to play with me. And then we can do all sorts of things. We can get graphic work done. We can get team jerseys. We can do all sorts of cool things with $200.
That's so
I,
true.
so true.
And
So true. No, I love it. Let's think. What else have we got going on for you guys? We've got so much. We have so much happening right now. I'm going to really quickly talk about the fact that the one big thing that's coming up here. Not only have we been doing Overwatch matches this whole month, but coming up in the near future, we're going to be seeing CS:GO, we're going to be seeing League of Legends. We're going to be
Mhm.
seeing other things as well, but for that, I'm not allowed to talk about it. The big man upstairs is yelling at me right now. He's saying, Bloomer, stop, stop, stop. He doesn't want me to tell you guys. I don't know what that is, but I guess C-Funk, we have to hold a little something still
We
close
do.
to our chest, right? And share that with them in the near future.
But if you have a team that is, into the CS:GO scene or into League of Legends, join the Discord. You can join the Discord by typing in exclamation point Discord. It'll bring up a link for you. Hop in there. We want you to get in there, mingle, and get on a broadcast.
Absolutely. Now, just really quickly for everyone wondering, saying, "Hey guys, we're ready for some Overwatch gameplay." We did just have one of the players lose power at his or her location, so because of that, we're just giving them a few moments to try and reconnect before they bring in a sub in place. We're again just giving them that opportunity. We want to make sure, of course, that both teams have an absolutely fair chance to bring their best foot forward. We want to see high quality Overwatch. I know that's worth waiting a minute or two, right, C Funk?
It is.
Yeah.
And this is also for cold hard cash, so we want to make it as fair as possible.
Yeah. And I guess we should mention on that note that there is, of course, a 5-minute delay in tonight's broadcast.
Mhm.
Just not that we would ever expect either of these teams or any of the teams, of course, to ever try and get that unfair advantage. But nonetheless, just in case, we want to make sure that there is absolutely no opportunity for rule breaking. And what an easy way to do it, right?
It's very true. And the 5-minute delay so crucial, especially when money is involved.
That's
So,
it. I hate to say it, but money makes people do some funny things, isn't that truth? Now, that being said, though, it's a good thing we did wait because it sounds like both teams are ready, and we're going to be jumping into Hollywood right here, right now. C Funk, you ready?
I am ready. This is actually one of the maps I'm a fan of. I do like this map so much. I think the sets and everything of this map are very interesting.
It is a very interesting map, and again, one of the original maps as well. So a lot of teams have spent a lot of time on this map. Let's take a closer look here at the map. You can see the old saloon right there hanging out. What a great saloon, somewhere I wouldn't mind kicking off after we're done this broadcast. But as mentioned by C Funk already, this is a hybrid map, which means that we're going to be starting off with a control point. The team on attack is going to be pushing into right where you see on the camera right there, that fancy looking limo. They're going to be pushing into that area, trying to control that area, pushing the defender team away. And then if they do manage to do that, they're going to be pushing that fancy looking vehicle through the rest of the map, past the general store, past the saloon, all these great areas that they can be, whether it's through a corner, in buildings, high ground, all sorts of opportunity. And again, all sorts of different strategies available to be used once they do manage to make it all the way to this second checkpoint, highlighted by that yellow marker right there. Those doors are going to open wide open, and they have an opportunity to push it the rest of the way through the map. All they've got to do at that point is push it through these couple of narrow kind of backstage areas
Mhm.
here in Hollywood, and in the VIP booth. That's where you want to be. And with that, we can officially get started. You can see it is Team Serendipity in the blue on defense to start things off. Toronto Tide Pods in the red going to be attacking first.
And it does look like our heroes are assembled, and it's going to be the good old 3-3.
3-3, tried and true for a reason, C-Funk. And now you can see, oh, very quickly, Corey going to go ahead and take out Viz on that Zenyatta. Huge pick to start things off. And wow, look at that. Serendipity following up beautifully and pushing in. So smart. They are not letting Toronto get even a small, tiny foothold. As soon as that first pick was there, they were all over it.
And if you look up at Serendipity's brig, almost has rally. Such a quick rally, and it does look like Earth Shatter is going to come online as well for Serendipity.
Absolutely. You can see Pone did a great job of getting some damage done there quickly, and you can see the ultimate charge difference between the Rhines already. There comes the rally, and Pone does have Shatter. There it comes out. It connects. It's big. There's 3 picks already. Pone doing an insane job again. So well played by the entire team. But what's so great about this triple tank, triple support meta is that the Reinhardt just gets an opportunity to hold left click and cause chaos, absolute chaos with that giant hammer of his.
And they did not want to let that Diva go. They chased her down, got her out of mech, which is going to be crucial. Diva's not as strong without her mech.
Absolutely not. Losing a lot of utility and having to build her way back into it. Lantern doing a great job, though, already up to 96%. Should be back in there quickly. There comes the grab. Zenyatta uses a trance to try and keep the team alive. Diva Bomb, though, from Cash connects with 2. That's going to be enough. Once again, Serendipity going to be having a great hold as Toronto has to pull back one more time, regroup, and try and make something happen here.
And looking up at our ultimate economy, it does look like it is going to be in favor of the Toronto Tide Pods. They do have Rally, which I would assume they are going to initiate the fight with. It's a great, great tool to have when you are first coming into this fight.
You're not wrong, and we'll have to see, of course, the ultimate economy, as mentioned, very strong for Toronto at the moment. Serendipity knows that they've got to play this smart, though. We'll have to see. You were right. There comes Maddie with the rally. Shatter comes out, connects, but not as well as they wanted it to. That's for sure. Nalin goes ahead, uses that Zarya grab, gets 2 with it. That's huge. And now it looks like picks going back and forth. The beat was dropped as well. Not a bad push, but nonetheless, once again, Serendipity doing an insane job of holding, and no ticks, no progress on point A still.
Coming into this next fight, Toronto Tide Pods now only has 2 ultimates. They committed a lot of ultimates to this last fight, and it does look like Serendipity is going to have quite a few ultimates coming online for this fight. They're going to want to watch out for those.
That's absolutely true. And now you can see, once again, they're trying to get their Diva Bomb out from Lantern. Connects with 2. That might be the opening they needed. It's been 2 trades on each team, though. There you can see the beat drop from the Lucio for Toronto. Once again, though, Mystic on Lucio managing to take out Rhine. That is a huge pick one more time for Serendipity. You gotta wonder if Toronto's gonna have what it takes, but it looks like once again they haven't got it. They only have 16 seconds left. They need to come up with something absolutely huge if they're going to try and displace Serendipity here.
What is nice that Tide Pods does have, they have the Transcendence, which is going to cancel out this grab right here.
Yes, and a bit of an interesting one, just keeping them off the point. That was all it was used for. They do manage to touch, they'll get that overtime started. There's the Diva Bomb, doesn't connect with anything, but oh, the Trans coming out as well as the Shatter. First pick, it's going in Serendipity's favor. Reinhardt down, you never want to see that. I love to say it, but it's true. All of a sudden, though, Lantern on the Diva gets a pick back. Nalin's out as well for Toronto. It's looking good for Serendipity right now. The numbers are favoring them, and that sound barrier from Lucio is going to make a huge statement at the same time. You can see Diva out of mech. We've got a Hammond rolling back into the fight, trying his best to stall it out, but too little, too late. That's going to be a full cap on point A by Serendipity. Or full hold, rather. Full hold. I got very excited and said it the other way.
Sorry, we understood what you meant.
Well, sometimes, once in a blue moon, even I have been known to mess up on a word or two here. But what an incredible hold there by Serendipity. It was textbook. There was really there was no point that they never even had to give up one tick. It was just a beautiful play. Very smart with the ult economy, great positioning, and all in all, Toronto now has a very tall order ahead of them if they want to try and, well, basically make this map into a draw.
I do think Serendipity did a great job, especially with their positioning. You had them grouped together. They were really focused on anyone out of place. So, anyone from Toronto Tide, just 1 foot out of place, and they were punished. Very good job.
Absolutely. And now we're going to see, as they, again, now preparing to attack, we can see Serendipity. Well, I want to say that's what they're going to be running, but I got to tell you, more than once, I've seen people lock in that Torbjorn, and then for whatever reason, that last moment before the fight actually begins, they swap. And I've never understood why that is, C-Funk, but it does seem to happen from time to time, doesn't it?
I think they pick it because we talk about Torbjorn so much.
That's got to be it. Mystic.
That's what I like.
Mystic right now is saying, how can I make Bloomer and C-Funk as happy as possible? But then at the end does swap over to the Lucio. And you can see, once again, we're going to be running, it looks like a 3-3 on both sides. Hone going to go ahead, start things off and getting a little bit of space for his team. But you can see Toronto holding that high ground. It looks like they're all going to be funneling over to the left, going to behind the point here.
Looks like
I
they
mean,
faked going up the stairs
it's a
to
good play, and now
prevent.
they are on that point. And you can see already Corey getting that first pick. This time it's on the Zen. That is a huge one to start things off. No Discord orb for Toronto Tide Pods going into this fight, and you can see Pone now taking some time with his team in that room. In that room, just holding, understands. Let's get our shield health back up before we re-engage. Does a great job of doing just that. And oh, look at that though, Toronto managing to get a pick on Mystic, and very quickly Maddie on that brig follows up, takes out the Zarya as well. Two huge picks now, and you can see Lantern taken out of Mech, but then all the picks going Toronto's way, and it looks like they did manage to hold at least for the first initial engagement.
It did. Cash quickly getting out of there. Did a great job. Didn't get demeched.
Yeah, and that's of course a big thing. And there's Lantern getting back into Mech as well. We already mentioned it, but the Diva being out of Mech as they begin any initiation, really, it's never a good thing. You want to have that defense matrix. It's such an important part of Diva's kit. It's why she's so versatile in so many team comps, and not having that is tough. And now you can see ultimates coming in every which what direction. We've got Zenyatta Trans as well as rallies coming out from both teams. You can see, though, a few ults still being held onto by Toronto very smartly. And once again, you can see Serendipity now backing out, trying to regroup. They lost Pone. Pone, again, you never want to lose your Reinhardt at the beginning of a fight. That is the #1 way to guarantee you're not going to win. And now Pone has that Earth Shatter online as well. He's had a couple of big shatters already. There's the Diva Bomb. Doesn't connect with anyone. Huge play though. Quick shatter. There comes the beat drop from Mystic as well. So far though, no picks on either side. Viz goes ahead. Oh, that's a huge charge out of there. And now things are looking good for Serendipity. Things are looking very good. Matter of fact, looks like it's just cleanup at this point, and then they're just going to start standing on that point, and that should be it. Remember, they only need to get that one tick. I don't think anyone's going to be able to get back from Toronto. They're not able to, and that gives our first map of the day going to Serendipity, putting them up 1-0 in tonight's very highly ranked matchup. And not surprising, play of the game going to Pone as Reinhardt. I'd like to just really quickly give a shout out. We don't get to do this too often, but we get to do it right this moment. And that's a quick shout out to the lovely Diana May, who came in with that Twitch Prime sub. And hey, we appreciate that so much. So thank you. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
That
Now
being said, C-Funk, what a heck of an opening matchup.
that was that was a heck of a match. I have to say I had my eye on Corey doing a great job on Team Serendipity, was playing Brig, was I love to play Brig, and so seeing someone at such a high level playing Brig appropriately and using the shield bashes, being really aggressive
Yes.
with the team, which I think is the most important part. They were utilizing Brig in a way that allowed, to be aggressive because the team was right there with
Yeah,
them. So,
100%. And you're not wrong by any means. When teams are playing that triple tank, triple support, you almost want to say there's no such thing as too aggressive. I mean, listen, there always is. Some people have tried to tell me there's no such thing as overextending. Just make sure your team's with you. I mean, yes and no, but no, definitely you want to play it aggressive. The more you're holding the W key, it seems, the more easily you can take over a space. And well, I got to tell you, as a Canadian, I was kind of hoping that Toronto might surprise us tonight. Might be just an absolute insanely powerful team. But Serendipity, wow! Again, that defense was textbook. It was so beautiful.
mhm,
They used ultimates appropriately. It felt like every cooldown was used to pretty much the maximum efficiency. They were so good. They were so tight on everything that they were doing that even though Toronto did a lot of really neat things, they had some cool strategies coming
mhm.
in, different ways of approaching the point, things like that. There was just no opportunities. There was no breaks in that armor, no weak links in the chain, and they weren't able to find anything in our first map. That being said, C Funk, do you
Yes.
think this is going to be one of those, I hate to say it, but one of those 3-0s, or do you think that we're just seeing some nervous jitters from Toronto to start things off, and that we're going to see a new team coming into the next map.
I think we had some nervousness going into it. I think maybe a little bit of communication,
Yes.
just communications about ultimates in particular. So I think after, the first match, just kind of shake it off. It's going to be all right. Get back into it. And they're definitely not out of this. So
And
they
that
have a
is
chance right
that
now.
is the truth. They're definitely not out of it. And a matter of fact, what they have is they have a few opportunities here. Things are actually, believe it or not, they're going to swing in Toronto Tide Pod's favor right now because the way this works, this is a best of five, aka first to three. Whichever team wins three maps first is the winner of tonight's matchup. So first off, Serendipity, one, that's great. You need three
Mhm.
though. So that's not enough. And now Toronto gets the opportunity to choose our next match or our next map rather as the losers, and that's the way, of course, we do it. Whoever loses the previous map chooses the next one that they're going on to.
And their map selection is in. We will be going to Li Jing Towers, and that is a
Nice.
control map.
Yes, it is. Absolutely. So again, control, three separate control points, one at a time you got to deal with, and you got to win best two out of three in order to get that map won for you. Again, we'll talk a little bit more about that when we actually enter into the map for you guys. Now, really quickly, C-Funk, you already talked about the brig play and how
Mhm.
much you love seeing that because you are a brig player, not
Mhm.
surprising. And now I know all of chat's going to meme on me as soon as I say this, but as a Rhine player myself, as a main tank player, I was so impressed with the Reinhardt gameplay again from Pone there. He was lighting things up. He was holding left click at the right times. He knew exactly when to hold W, when to hold right click. He was doing an amazing job all in all, and I got to give a shout out. That was really cool to see, and I love no different than you watching it at this high of an SR and high of a
You
skill
know,
rating.
for a second, I thought you were gonna say you were a Zenyatta main.
Oh yeah, that's me. Sometimes Zen main, sometimes a Rhine main, sometimes I'm just like, you know
Oh.
what? Sombra. Sombra's my girl today. That being said, rather than talking about you and me and our gold and platinum elos, let's talk about these guys. Let's jump into the game, guys. Lijiang Tower, we're going live right now with our second match or second map of the night. And really quickly, now, C-Funk, I know you love when I put you on the spot. So I'm going to go ahead and
Right.
do that for you. Can you do me a huge favor and explain for those at home that maybe are newer to Overwatch, don't know exactly what's going on, what a control map is and how to win it?
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our control map. Our teams are fighting for 1 point on this map. That is this map or this point inside of this building right here. They just need to get it to 100%. Sounds easy, right? No. The other team also wants to get this point to 100%. So it is a knockdown, drag out fight. And it's one of my favorite type of maps.
I don't blame you. I've always loved the control as well, just simply because of the fact that we know there's no opportunity for a draw. I don't know. There's something terrible when you're playing Overwatch, you're in that competitive scene, and you're having just a back and forth, back and forth. Teams are capping things and getting points and this and that, and you're 20 minutes into a match and draw comes up. And I don't know. There's just something about that bothers me.
It's
So
so painful to see, especially when you've been working so hard to try and get that win. It's so painful to see the draw come up.
especially when you know you were gonna win because you're secretly a top 500 and all your teammates are just absolute terrible and no, that's just
Exactly.
just me, eh? As the fight begins, you can see it's Serendipity quickly moving onto the point. They're going to go ahead, control that space, and force Toronto to move in on them to attack in. Farah coming in from the side, though, causing a little bit of splash damage. And you can see, again, it does look like a little bit of a different composition coming out from
Mhm.
Toronto this time. They've got the Widow, they've got the Farah. Doesn't work out for Maddie, though, as Friend manages on the Zen to take out the Farah to open things up. And not only is Serendipity getting percentage right now, but they're now cleaning up that team fight, which is just everything they could ask for, as again to start this particular map off.
They do have to be careful not to get too aggressive with that Widow uh, in their pocket. If they get too aggressive, it'd be an easy pick for a Toronto Tide.
Well, you're not wrong at all. Widow's so good at exploiting anyone just out of position. You can see now, Nalin trying to do all sorts of things, has sight, gives the vision to his entire team, lets them know where they are, where they need to find those isolated members. And oh, there's the
Oh,
justice. Barrage coming out from Farah, as does the beat drop from Viz. And oh, also Reinhardt goes ahead, drops that shatter. We're seeing a couple of picks going both ways. Mercy very quickly with the res though on Maddie on the Farah. Cash taking out Yuyo on Ryan. And it looks like once again, Serendipity full of picks, doing an amazing job, already up to 60% on our first point here.
and we did see Mercy just basically drop off the map. Her team was all back in spawn and she was all alone, which is, it feels bad, man. You never want to be a Mercy left alone. That
No,
is.
that is truth. Nothing like being one of the squishiest characters, one of the lowest DPS abilities, and oh, by the way, all your movement is completely based on your teammates being around you. So good
Yeah.
luck. Good luck. And there we can see grab coming out from Zarya. There's a lot of people caught there, and you can see once again Pone getting his name all over that kill feed. There's 3 picks, and needless to say, Toronto Tide Pod's not going to be pushing it on that. They know better. Although the Farah Mercy still doing their thing. They need to get on just for the overtime. You can see they touched, but that might be just about it. Oh, we got a Hammond there now. Hammond doing everything he can. And Toronto doing the best job they can, steamrolling back to the point. You can see the grab came out to bring Serendipity all together, but not a lot of progress. And now Serendipity once again getting those picks. Yeah, sure, Toronto is doing a great job getting back on over and over. A lot of credit to them, but it's just stall out tactics at this point. And there you can see first objective is secured and going in Serendipity's favor.
That's right. And Freynock popping that coalescence at the end, getting rid of Wrecking Ball and the Farah from Toronto Tide.
You know, I love that Toronto's trying to bring out the DPS characters.
Yes.
That's so great to see, and I appreciate that they're trying to identify how can we get rid of, how do we displace Serendipity's
Hmm.
very strong
Oh.
3 tank 3 support.
Hmm.
Didn't work out for them that time, but it looks like both teams actually doing quite a few changes for this particular map. So might be a totally different game here as we go into our second control point of our second map in tonight's matchup.
Hmm. And this is interesting. They Serendipity has 1 tank coming into this, and it's a Hammond, so no shield
Oh,
coming into
but
this.
Pone taken out quickly on that Farah, this time taken by Nalin on the Widow. Widow so good as a hit scan against characters like Farah. And now you can see they're trying to make their way back from spawn to join in. Control point just about to unlock right here, right now. And it's looking good for Toronto right now. They have some people on the point trying to get that cap, but you can see, yeah, there we go. They did manage to do it. They did manage to. And again, picks are actually going back and forth right now. Hone just managed to take out the Mercy. Nalin taking out Kane on that Widow v Widow duo. And now Nalin has an opportunity to try and get some free picks without having to worry about the Widow going ahead and getting those cheeky little angles. Now you can see, though, 2 picks going in the direction of Toronto, but very quickly, Mystic for Serendipity goes ahead, reses Pone back up. Picks again, back and forth, back and forth. Cash getting that hack on the Lucio. Lucio very low, but kept up alive by the Mercy. D.Va doing everything they can to eat as much damage as possible. There goes the EMP, out gets 3, and Nalin just popping off. Using that sight, manages to get 2. Maddie goes ahead, picks off the Mercy Mystic, and things are actually looking great right now for Toronto. They're doing an amazing job of just taking Serendipity apart, one by one.
Hmm. And Nalin doing a great job snapping those heads. Also fell back a little bit, so the Mercy, Meekenrap, was able to get back faster. Smart moves. I love it. Also, as someone who plays Mercy, not trying to hop along to get back to your team.
But the Mercy Hop is one of the greatest moves in Overwatch, as we all know. And now you can see it is Kane doing everything they can to try and get a pick early on, and they did manage to take out the Lucio. Nalin responds though by taking out that Ana, and now you can see once again as the picks go back and forth, Mick using that Valkyrie, trying their best to stay up, as well as Mystic both teams using that Mercy Valkyrie to keep their team alive and well. And, oh, look at that. Maddie taking cash out viciously, brutally. That had to hurt. And now you can see Toronto up to 94%. Serendipity needs to figure something out if they wanna win this one clean.
And looking up at our ultimates, it does look like we have a few coming online for
There's the
Toronto.
EMP. It manages to connect with 3 on Toronto. It might be too little too late, though, as the overtime ticks away. There it goes. 1-1. We're suddenly back in a and like a dirty little hit by Nalin at the end, taking out Mystic. Just the exclamation point on the end of that sentence. We are back in on this one. Toronto ties this particular map up 1-1. They managed to pull off this next one, and all of a sudden tonight's matchup is tied 1-1. So doing a great job, Toronto, keeping themselves in it.
And both teams maybe possibly bringing out the maze. Could be amazing, as we say.
It could be absolutely amazing. Now, you and I, C-Punk, have seen some pretty, again, pun intended, amazing Mayplay on this particular map. So I'm looking forward to seeing what these teams, what these skilled players are going to do between Kane and Nalin. Oh my goodness, they are going to be absolutely nutty. And there you can see already a wall coming out, trying to separate the Reinhardt. Does a pretty good job. Maddie taking out Pone to start things off. And looks like Toronto starting this fight off very dominantly, managing to pick those first 5 picks. And now they should be all over that point. And there also, you can see now moving forward and seeing if, well, can I get a quick wall out to separate anyone who maybe got a little overzealous? No one did, but now once again, teams regrouping. Serendipity using that May wall very effectively, understanding that there's a very high chance that they were going to be hanging out on the side there. Very, very intelligent play. And it's Mika very quickly taking out Pone. Once again, without that Rhine, Serendipity going to be backing out and trying to regroup and figure something out here.
And I loved Nalin's counter wall there. You saw the one wall go up to the side, and they immediately threw up the wall in front of them. It was amazing
Absolutely.
to see.
I feel like there's going to be a lot of amazing puns today.
Heck yeah.
Oh,
That's what I'm here for, Bloomer.
Yeah, that's the reason we're here. And there comes the Shatter, as well as Maddie going ahead, using that rally. Pone goes ahead and responds with his own Shatter. And now it looks like, though, as the picks are going in, trades back and forth. There's Maze Blizzard from Nalin. That should be more than enough for them to finish this fight off. Toronto still getting that percentage ticking up. They're up to 50% already, and it's starting to look very good for them. Oh, and there you can see Nalin taking out Cash. Just a little extra stagger at the end there.
But Serendipity coming into this next fight has got 5 ultimates. So that's Toronto Tide's 2. If they use these smartly, they might be able to push by and get to point.
They absolutely can, but again, you know what? I gotta tell you, both these teams doing such incredible jobs. You can see Ultimate Economy, very, very hard to predict, as a lot of ults coming out. Trans, Blizzard, we've saw a beat drop, and it looks like it is going to be Serendipity coming out ahead on this one. Once again, Pone doing a great job holding left click and making space for his team. The rest of the team following up very, very nicely, and they do manage to flip that point over at 92%. And now it's their turn to try and hold their opposing choke, the defender's choke right here, in order to do something to really, again, try and get that percentage without losing any other team fights. There's the Shatter responding from both teams. Mystic goes ahead, uses the beat drop, trying his best. Maddie used the rally, but it goes down very quickly. Viz also using Transcendence to keep the team up and well. You can see so far only 1 pick, and that's from Pone. Corey goes ahead, though, takes out the Rhine for Toronto, as well as we see the rest of Toronto starting to fall apart. Zarya and Lucio down, now Zen and May. More than a 1-team fight at this point for Serendipity.
And Serendipity, again, with the ultimate advantage coming into this next fight.
It really shows you how quickly this game can be turned around and how one ultimate can counter two, and all of a sudden the whole thing is turned around. And now already Serendipity up to 54%. You can see there comes the Blizzard from Nalan trying to stall everyone out, but the Transcendence coming out from Frenok does a great job keeping the team alive and well, except for a Mystic who goes down thanks to Lantern. Lantern doing a great job. There's the grab, and oh, you can see Pone takes out Maddie. Cash following up on Yuio, and that should once again be another one team fight for Serendipity, and they're going to start pushing forward again, holding that aggressive choke so that they can try and eat as much time off the clock as possible. And it may only be one team fight out from winning this.
And that was a great try at countering the Zarya grab from the May Nalan, just throwing out that May wall, but unfortunately it wasn't enough.
No, and that is showing again how well these teams are. Oh, there comes the shatter. Pone does manage to take out Viz on that Zenyatta. That's going to be huge, but then Pone's taken out. Cash got Maddie. There goes Yuyo with that huge shatter as well, connecting with a few. They do manage to see the flip point over at 99%. It's now going for Toronto Tide Pods, and they've both got 3 on the point. This fight can go either way, but whoever wins it is going to be winning tonight's, or well, this map anyways. And now you can see Kane taken out. It was Micken on the Lucio. Now goes ahead. We can see Mystic dropping that beat, sound barrier down. Blizzard comes out from Micken, or sorry, from Nalan rather, from Nalan. And now both teams trying very, very hard to hold on to whatever little space they have. Numbers so far favoring Tide Pods, but you can see that Transcendence coming out, and that's a big, big pick. Reinhardt going down, Mystics there, and that is a lot of picks going Serendipity's way now. All of a sudden, the numbers have shifted. Hammond out on the point for Toronto, trying his best to stall things out. He's got to try and get everybody off the point, though, and you can see it's going to be too little too late. The flip is happening. Serendipity, they need someone on quick. No one's able to get there, though. Serendipity coming out of nowhere and getting, believe it or not, tonight's second map win. They're up 2-0 now for the night.
Play of the game going to Pone on Reinhardt.
Let me put my surprise face on, C-Punk. Pone, wow, doing insane work over and over as Reinhardt. And, well, again, I guess this is how real Reinhardt play goes. I always wondered what it looked like, So, oh, my goodness.
Can I just say,
Go for
Can
it.
I just say, Corey on the wrecking ball? I have never seen wrecking ball zoom around the point so fast. At least not in any of my games. That's the first for me. I was like, wow, he's really rolling there.
He was doing a great job, and I gotta give a lot of credit. I thought Toronto had that one
I
straight
did
up.
too.
I saw. I mean, when they won the second point there, then they went into the third, and they were looking so strong. And I thought Serendipity. I may have oversold them a little bit there. I was thinking, you know what? All of a sudden, maybe Toronto comes back, wins 3 straight. It's a 4 match or a 4 map night. I don't know. But then Serendipity again just says, hey, Bloomer, hold my drink. They passed me a microphone and said, Bloomer, here's what we can do. And what an incredible job. They built up their ult economy so that they were able to, again, as you mentioned, push through that choke. And then from there, so clever. Very good communication as far as what else to use, what cooldowns to use, how to use Mei Wall effectively,
Mhm.
where people are, who needs healing as far as priorities, things like that. And well, they did manage to do it. And then we saw Toronto though manage to flip that point back over at the 99-99. And I said, oh, there's my fellow Canadians coming in strong again. Toronto, we've got this, no problem. Oh, nope, never mind. Serendipity all of a sudden all over that point again. And wow, I got both teams just textbook incredible high end Overwatch tonight, C Funk.
And I have to give a shout out. Nalan doing a great job, not only on the May, but we also saw them on the Widow doing an amazing job knocking heads, sending people back to spawn. So great
Yeah.
job to
And
Nalan.
and you gotta love it. Again, having a player that can flex into different roles like that,
Mhm.
just absolutely awesome. Definitely DPS on both sides, but so different of DPS characters. Widowmaker, of course, as you mentioned, clicking on heads and just getting those early picks, causing a lot of grief a lot of the time as well for the closer range characters, the tank lineups and such. Whereas a May, you're getting a lot closer typically. And
Mhm.
again, you gotta, like you said, give a shout to now and there for doing an amazing job on both of those roles. And really, just again, what do you say other than this is high tier Overwatch? These
I
are the way.
believe what
These
you say, Bloomer, is it is exciting.
This is so exciting. It's so exciting right now. This is how I picture the games go in my head. Like
Yeah.
when I'm playing, I'm imagining all of this is happening. Meanwhile, if you take that above view, it's not at all like this. This is this is
Well,
great coordination. And again,
it is.
both teams, and I believe we said it was Serendipity that just actually got formed this year, January
Mhm.
2019.
They did.
But both teams are showing again the communication, the awareness of not only their own ultimates, but what the enemy team ultimates are going to be looking like. Using cooldowns to extreme effectiveness. You can see it, I don't think we've really seen any cooldown that was just thrown out because, oh well, it's off cooldown. Let's use it. That
Yeah.
is just not happening tonight. We are seeing precise movements where each team, again, they want this win. They want to prove themselves. And right now, as it stands, Serendipity coming out a little bit ahead. They're up 2-0. They only need to win one more map if they want to be tonight's winners. Toronto, they have an uphill battle, but after watching that last map, I don't think we can count them out of it yet.
We can't count them out, and they are also choosing our next map.
Yes.
So
So
we'll have to
again,
wait and see what map they do pick. But again,
mhm.
home advantage. You're picking the map that you are comfortable on.
Yes, absolutely. And of course, if you know the other team at all as well, you can also try and strategize what are they maybe not as good at. So
Mhm.
a lot of the time, a lot of these teams, they've done scrims in the past or things like that. They've played each other, they've seen each other's matches. They may know, well, hey, this person plays a really strong Winston. So let's try and do something where they're forced to run like a Rhine or something like that.
Mhm.
Or maybe we know that they've got some really strong DPS characters. So what we're going to want to do is we want to make this as brawly as possible. We're going to go ahead. We're going to be making a map selection where we know something like a triple tank, triple support, goat style meta is going to be favoring us. So again, we're going to have to wait and see which map Toronto does go ahead and choose. But well, it's Cfunk, I hate taking your line. It's exciting. It's exciting
It is.
stuff.
It's very, you know what's interesting watching at such a high level, you can see the organization. You can see the team rotating when they're supposed to be rotating. And you
Yes.
can actually tell when if someone is out of place, just because the team is so organized and so compact and so moving so fluid together
Yeah.
that you can really see it. So that's really
Yeah.
neat to see.
It is neat to see, and you're 100% right because of course here in TPG Arena we don't only take the highest end teams. Of course not. We want you guys, every single one of you listening to my voice, to be involved. Whether you're a bronze player, silver, going all the way up into teams like this, GMs, top 500s. We want you to be involved, and we'd love to broadcast your match all the same. So make sure if you are someone who's interested in that, exclamation mark Discord in the chat, or if you're someone who's lurking right now and you go, hey, I don't really want to type, I don't want them to know I'm here, I like to support from afar, just go underneath the stream, and from there what you can actually do is you can click on one of the panels and it'll give you all the information as well. But again, we'd love to get you involved. And again, we've seen the different SRs see funk here in Proving Grounds Arena. You can definitely see the overall, like you mentioned, the coerciveness, the tightness of how they're playing here tonight, as opposed to some of the other matchups that we have seen throughout the history of the channel.
But it is fun to see all across the board what
It is.
everyone chooses to do. So,
It is absolutely. And sometimes, I mean, I'll say that. as incredible as tonight's matchup is, some of the fun ones are when we're seeing just the most wacky, zany picks that you're like, oh my gosh, is this really happening? I will never forget when I saw Kings Row, five snipers coming out on attack to start things off and a mercy. I
It's
that
the
was
best
to
thing
me
ever.
that was one of the greatest moments. I've seen attack torb. I've seen all sorts of cool things here now, C-Funk, and I love it. You don't get this anywhere else, guys. So absolutely incredible. We guys, guys,
And we want
getting
to take a
word.
moment to thank Anonymous for gifting 10 subs. Thank you so
Wow.
much, Anonymous. We
I,
appreciate it so much.
we do
It means so
appreciate that,
much.
you anonymous person. You thank you so much for helping us out here in the Proving Grounds arena. We appreciate that support, and of course, big big thank you. I just actually got word we officially only need one more sub, and we would actually already be qualified for our next emote, which I don't know if that's three or four or how many that is now, but we're working on them in the background, guys. We are working on those in the background. We wanted your feedback though before we made them live. We want to hear what you guys want because, well, again, we could always plaster my face on emotes. That we get it. That's easy. But we don't want to do that to you guys. No, we want you guys to have very real opinions and thoughts on this, and especially you guys specifically, because they are C-Funk, the OG crew here in the Proving Grounds arena before this absolutely explodes to the point where we have 30, 40, 50,000 people watching.
And we love our community. We want your input. So spam it up in chat what emotes you would like to see here at the TPG Arena.
Absolutely. And again, big thank you to that anonymous gifter. We really do appreciate that so very, very much. So thank you one more time. That being said, we're still waiting to hear which the next map is going to be. Again, just a little recap for anyone joining in at this point. My name's Bloomer, joining me, the lovely C Funk. And we are having an incredible matchup so far tonight between Serendipity and Toronto Tide Pods, two grandmaster teams averaging about 4.2k SR each of them, and it's been back and forth. It's been real close, but so far we are seeing Serendipity up 2-0 and only one map away, C Funk, from claiming tonight's victory. And of course, as I always like to say, cold hard cash.
Cold hard cash.
I don't know how cold cash really is, to be fair, and I
I've
also
never
don't know how
used it in the
hard it
future.
is, but I mean, I guess coins are hard. I don't know.
Yeah, they are.
See, we have different currency here in Canada
Oh,
than
that's true
you in the
too.
States, and I mean,
We have a
I'm
lot of
not.
coins.
Yeah, I'm not lying when I talk about loonies and toonies. This is real currency in Canada, and everybody thinks like I'm talking about monopoly or something, but no, like two loonies equals a toonie, which will get you a large double double at Tim Hortons, eh?
Oh
So,
my goodness.
that's just fact,
And
guys.
back to the game, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh,
Our map
that whole thing.
selection, our map selection is in. We are going to be going to Junkertown, and that is an escort map.
Awesome, awesome. So yes, our first escort of the night. So far, we've seen a hybrid and a control. So escort, once again, we'll talk a little bit more about what that is for those of you that are coming in with, we'll say, newer Overwatch knowledge. We want to, of course, make sure that you guys have a full understanding of what's going on. That's what we're here to do, C-Funk, help make sure everybody knows what's happening. So as soon as we jump into the map, we'll talk a little bit more about what that means and what that is. But now I got to ask you, C Funk, we didn't talk about predictions at the beginning of tonight's
We
matchup,
didn't.
and well, this is normally about halftime, so let's talk about it. Serendipity up 2-0.
Mhm.
What do you think the final match score of tonight is going to be?
Just put me on the spot there,
I
huh?
of course that's it's my favorite thing to do. C Funk is just see well, what's she going to say now?
All right. Well, I believe the Toronto Tide is going to come back,
Okay.
but I do think it's gonna go maybe a 3-2. That's gonna be
Three
my
to two.
prediction.
Okay,
I
so
like the 3-2. Yeah,
we're
I'm gonna go
calling
with
it
it.
for 5 tonight. I like it. I'm
Hmm.
gonna go ahead. I'm gonna be close, but not quite the same. I'm gonna call it in 4. I think that we're gonna
Or
see Toronto come out with a win here on Junkertown, and then I think Serendipity is gonna take it in their fourth tonight. So we'll
all
see who's
right.
right. We'll see if either of us is right. I hear you're psychic sometimes, so maybe I should be
Only
listening to you.
sometimes.
And with that, let's jump into the game though. That being said, let's check out what Junkertown is and what an escort map is exactly. C Funk, do you mind if I put you on the spot one more time tonight?
All right, let's do
All right,
it.
tell us and everyone at home, what's an escort map and well, how do you win it?
So, an escort map, for those of you that do not know, the attacking team is going to go out of this spawn door right here that is right next to the payload. They're going to jump on this payload and they are going to do just what the map is called, escort it through to three separate checkpoints. Now, what the defending team is going to want to do is to keep them from doing this, of course. By doing that, they stay near the cart and can eliminate the team. If they do eliminate the attacking team, the cart will start making its way backwards. And the attacking team doesn't want that. So they're going to want to stay on the cart and try and stay alive as much as possible.
A perfect description, C Funk. I love it. And you're definitely not wrong when you said that the attackers rather don't want that payload moving back. No, matter of fact,
Don't.
they want moving all the way to where you see on that camera. That circle right there. That's where the map completion is. And it looks like once again, guys, we've seen this before in the past. Kane going to be hiding out on that Widowmaker in that fun little angle. Very, very sharp angles here, something that you need an extremely high skill cap to be able to actually click on heads from there because it's such a short amount of time. But they are going to go ahead, back off. And once again, I guess I should mention for anyone that's confused at home, Serendipity in the blue. They're going to be starting things off on defense, and over on attack, we've got Toronto Tide Pods in the red, and you can see Kane starting things off, getting some big picks. Viz going down on that Sombra, and now you can see, ooh, that the widow battle going on.
The
Stray
Widow
bullets
v.
flying.
Hanzo.
And there we can see Corey going ahead to Lantern on that Hanzo. Very quickly, though, Mick goes ahead. Rez is on that Mercy, bringing Lantern back into the fight. And yeah, wow, look at this. It is Widow v. Widow, Hanzo v. Hanzo. It is Battle of the Snipers here today.
And just a quick moment to say thank you to Diana May for gifting a sub to Tyrion. We do appreciate it.
And that does, hey, that officially would make it so that we'll be eligible to get that next emote slot as well. So thank you so much for that. And now we can see it is Lantern taken out once again. Now getting back with his team. There comes the lamp trying to keep the team alive and well. Serendipity so far doing a really nice job holding on defense. They haven't really given up too much space yet. UEO, though, did manage to take out the Widow. Nicely done on that Hammond, on Wrecking Ball, as we like to call him.
And this is an interesting choice for Toronto Tides. They have one healer to try and keep the team up.
And look at that, though. It's going to be Nalan in the back doing some damage. We have had a quick disconnect, everyone. So we're just going to go ahead and pause the game for just a moment. We don't want to see one team running with only five, specifically with Serendipity that had the player disconnect there. So we're just going to give them a moment to jump back in. You know, I think we've all, C-Funk, had internet and or power issues in the past at our own places, and
It
there's just about,
happens.
it happens. Although you got to feel bad for the team because of course it's one of the worst things. You're trying to win a match. The good news though is that we pause it here, unlike if it was a
We do.
ranked match and well the match would have just kept going on and on and on, and maybe he makes it back, maybe he just loses 50 SR. So
That's a womp womp situation. But
it is.
in saying that, coming back, usually you end up losing that ultimate percentage.
Yes.
So unfortunately, the disconnect was something they couldn't help, but they're kind of being punished for it, which is, a feels bad, man.
It is a little bit. It is a little bit. It sounds like it is Cash that has been the one who got disconnected. So fingers crossed that they'll be making their way back in very, very shortly. Again, otherwise you guys are just gonna be forced to stare at C Funk and I this whole time, which I guess could be worse, right, C Funk?
Yeah.
I mean, C Funk, you're looking rather dapper tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Look
This
you look rather lovely and sharp yourself in your little suit.
my little suit. It's actually quite a large suit, just to throw it out there. But Now, how did you get dapper and I got lovely? I'm not really sure how that one worked out, but
Well, I mean,
okay.
you're the one that said dapper, so I decided to say lovely.
A gentlemanly? No, that maybe it wouldn't
No.
that work. I
Well,
don't really know what else you would say outside of dapper. Yeah, no, that's you know what? Fair point. Fair point, C Funk.
you know, you know.
Yeah.
So I do think it is interesting Toronto Tide's combination coming into this with the one healer. Now Mercy, she can be a consistent healer, but she's really gonna want a damage boost.
Well,
So one heal, one tank, but you don't have that shield. So you
it's an
have to.
interesting strategy that we've been seeing a lot more of actually is with that
Mhm,
wrecking ball Hammond as the main tank, the one and only tank on the team. And then what teams do is they run heavy DPS, and that means obviously four DPS characters, and then they have that Mercy who's just able to fly around. Give quick heals to anyone and everyone who needs it. Hammond's so mobile, able to move faster than I believe any other character really in the game, and he can just run around between health packs or run back to his Mercy if need be in relative safety. But at the end of the day, use that Hammond to disrupt, to cause
mhm,
chaos in the enemy's lineup, and from there giving characters like the Widows, like the Hanzos, the opportunity to get those big picks, because again, as soon as the picks start rolling in, the fight really starts to shift usually, and then just based on the fact that hey, everybody look at that person, they usually go down just from the spam damage. So it's
right.
a unique strategy that's been emerging more and more. And well, hey, again, I love whenever I see different strategies
Mhm.
coming into the game. And one more time, I'm just happy to say the state of Overwatch right now is looking very good.
It is. It's in a. Oh, and we're
Oh.
getting reports that he's back in possibly,
Yeah,
but his
we might. It sounds like the
screen
teams
isn't
are getting ready.
reflecting
No, it sounds like the players are getting ready, so that's a good thing. That might mean we able to go back into this third map. And there we go. The pause is running down, and
There
there
we
it
go.
goes, everyone. We're back in it. Cash is back. He's going to be going ahead, locking in Roadhog. Roadhog coming back into the fight. So obviously that fight going in Toronto's favor. Not a huge surprise to see that, but still lots of opportunity right now for Serendipity to do a nice hold here.
And it does look like we are going to have 4-4 if you look up at our ultimates.
And a very quick, we're going to see the dragons coming up from Corey, manages to take out, well, it looks like two actually, managing to get two on that. And now you can see that it is Serendipity trying their best to do this. Big EMP though gets three. There's only four people left right now for Serendipity trying very hard to stop that point. And do they manage? No, just at the last moment, Lucio Mystic trying to touch, but is just 0.01 seconds too late. As close as they could be, they did not manage to make it onto the point in time, and that's gonna change the spawn advantage quite a bit here.
Oh, wrecking ball trying to cause a little havoc. And there's the Sombra.
That Sombra, I tell you, I always say, what a great character. What a great character. Causes a lot of chaos, a lot of mayhem, and that EMP, again, possibly the most, if not the most, one of the most effective ults in the
Oh,
game. Now we can see the Lantern manages to take out one with the dragons, the soldier using his ult as well. James managing to take out one. And now all the picks are going for Toronto right now. It looks like, yeah, that's a full team wipe. And all of Serendipity going to be having to run back from spawn one more time. And
he's
now, are they even
right.
going to try and contest it again, though? I don't think so.
No, they're going to want to set up in this area, get in a good position for the next push.
Oh, and a quick pick, though, on the Sombra. Quick pick on the Sombra. So I'd say that's helpful. It's definitely helpful to get rid of that Sombra threat at the beginning of this fight. But because of the fact that they're not going to be contesting the payload right at the door anyways, not a huge deal. And now we can see one more time. One more time, guys. We've got all sorts of things happening. Oh, Viz taken out just before getting that EMP online. And now you can see it looks like it is going to be Serendipity winning this fight out, doing a great job of stabilizing and not giving up too much room C-Funk, we've seen this area been held for longer than 3.5 minutes. We've seen it up to 5 and 6 minutes, I believe.
We have it as an impressive hold. This area is so hard to get through. You have so much of that above ground advantage. People just, looking down on you, sniping you, throwing, everything they've got from above. And it's hard to reach those characters if you aren't as mobile as them.
Oh, and there's the EMP, comes out, connects with 3, and very quick follow-up, this time from Toronto Tide Pods, doing an amazing job. And that is easily going to be a one-team fight. Serendipity going to have to group back up, and you can see a couple of other ults came out from Toronto as well. That Valkyrie, for example. They also used sights, I believe, from the Widow. Great idea. They said, hey, let's commit to this one. We gotta make sure we're getting some movement, because this way they may only have to win one more team fight depending on how much movement they actually get on this.
Serendipity coming in though with that ultimate advantage.
Sights once again out from James. Does he get anything with it though? That's the question. Looks like no, and a matter of fact, Cash takes him out. But you can see picks going both directions so far. Toronto Tide Pods look like they're actually a little bit ahead in this fight. They're still getting movement on the payload. They need to get on their Serendipity if they want to stop. And there they go. They finally have the team ready to go right before that final checkpoint. Really, really nicely done. They should have no problem holding here. And at this point, yeah, they just want to stagger that Sombra as long as they possibly could.
Roadhog was chasing after Mercy. That's a scary sight to see if you are a Mercy.
I don't think you have to be a Mercy to have a Roadhog chasing after you to be scary. I got to tell you, Roadhog starts chasing me right now. I am out of here. I'm through the window. See you later. Good luck with the broadcast,
That's an adios. See you later, friends.
And now you can see Kane almost taking out Hanzo, very, very close. But in the end, Lantern taking out Corey on that first initial pick to start things off. And Toronto doing a great job. Biz taking out Mystic on the Mercy. And now you can see Pone going down as well. That's going to be giving them a little bit of space here. Toronto, this is what they wanted to see. It's looking very, very good. And they're closing in less than a meter. There it goes. They managed to get it. No one from Serendipity getting on point in time. And that is a full map completion, this time from Toronto. And now Serendipity just has to do the same thing.
They do have 1 minute and 19 seconds remaining. So if we do end up having to redo the map because both teams do complete this map, that is how much time they have to do it in.
100%. That extra time bank, you always want to see, if at all possible, you want to see a map completion with over a minute left, because that way you don't have to take any extra time. They always give at least 1 minute for overtime rounds, and you don't want to, if you have, let's say, 20 seconds left, or even less, 10 seconds left, and the other team has a minute, all of a sudden they almost have 2 minutes just for you to get that 1 minute time bank. So it can definitely alter the way the overtime goes. And so they've got to be happy that they had over that minute left.
And now we do have Serendipity on attack. See if they stick with these heroes or if they decide to swap off for something else. Last minute.
Just take a quick mention really fast as well. Stormwinds, thank you so much for that tier 1 sub. We appreciate that so very much here on TPG Arena. It is definitely a wild day here. A wild day. And whoa, if that wasn't enough, we just got 10 extra gifted subs. Stormwinds absolutely popping off right now. That's 11 subs from that gentleman tonight. Let's light it up in chat as a quick thank you. Thank you so much for the support here in TPG Arena. And now you can see it's going to be Serendipity on attack again. We can see that they are going to be running the triple tank double support and Widow as well, just for fun, as opposed to what we've already seen from Toronto, and that's that single heal, single tank. That's Hammond with a whole lot of DPS characters.
Now Hog pick is interesting, taking the brunt of a lot of those DPS characters, but able to do it.
You're not wrong. Now, what's interesting, Hog, of course, takes so much damage with his body. He definitely can fill up ultimate charge for the other team, but there you can see it was Nalan taking out that first pick. Mystic going ahead, rezzing Pone back into the fight, though. They're going to go ahead, try and hold right here, get a couple of picks as well. using Baptiste's ultimate to get that extra damage in there as well. But it looks like it's Toronto with all the picks. You can see Hanzo and Widow both making their name appear on the kill feed. And it's Pone now still trying to get every inch of room he can, has that Mercy with him, but that is going to be it. Jame doing a great job following up, taking Pone out, and Lantern says, hey, Mystic, watch this. And as Mystic looked, well, that was it. Back to spawn.
And looking at our ult percentage, Toronto Tide's gonna have all 6 ultimates coming into this next fight, and only one for Serendipity.
Yeah, well, you gotta like that if you're Toronto right now. That's a great way for this hold to begin. They still haven't given up that first checkpoint, and it can be so difficult technically to get this one. And then that ultimate economy, as you've mentioned, so strong. And if you look at what some of these ultimates are, EMP, for example, by itself can be a team fight winner. Dragons from Hanzo, he can split the team up and cause a team fight to go very quickly. There's all sorts of different things that they can do. And now you can see it is Hammond trying to make a little bit of distance there. Oh, and there we can see the EMP does come out, manages to connect with 3. Mystic using that Valkyrie, getting themselves out of there and trying to keep the team as live and well. Also, the proximity mines coming out from Hammond. And you can see now, Nalan also had used that site, giving as many advantages, lots and lots of ults. Matter of fact, it looks like 4 ults there used by Toronto to make sure that they win this. And all of a sudden, even though no progress on the point from Serendipity yet, they have a bit better of an ult advantage going into this next fight, and now they actually are getting a little bit of movement, not a lot, but a little bit.
They're really trying to keep that cart in that spot. They do not even want to give them this first checkpoint.
No, absolutely, they do not, and it seems to be a good holding spot so far for Toronto as well. Again, having so much range damage here. As
Mhm.
soon as Serendipity tries to get onto the point, they are just picking them apart one by one, and
And
they need to figure something out here.
it does look like we've got a few swap outs. We do now have Pona on the Winston, and we've got a Genji
The
coming into
Diva
this
Bond
fight.
was a little interesting there. I don't
Yeah.
know if that was a remake or maybe a fat finger Q. But oh, there we can see picks going both teams there. Yuio going down on the Hammond. That could be what Serendipity needs, but nope, there comes Bob out, gonna do some damage, takes out Pone on the Winston, and very quickly, a lot of follow-up from the rest of Toronto. They are doing absolute work right now, absolute work. And with only 18 seconds left, they were so close, 4.7 meters from capping this first checkpoint, but Serendipity only has one last attempt to do it.
They're trying to get around these DPS characters. It's really causing an issue. They're kind of surrounding them as they come towards the checkpoint.
There's the
Or
EMP. It's one more time. Connects with 2. That's going to be Pone down, and we already saw Corey going down as well. It's not looking great, but at the same time, someone's got a touch. There's the touch from, it looks like Hanzo, yes, but who's it going to be? It doesn't look like this is going to go well for Serendipity at this point. Hard to tell, but Toronto all over it and looking very strong. They managed to dash on his Genji, but all he really does is eat some of those mines. Now you can see Pone doing everything he can to stay alive. Doesn't look like it's going to be enough, though. And hey, look at that. Toronto coming back in, making tonight's matchup a real matchup. We're now at 2-1, favoring Serendipity still, but Toronto coming out with a huge win. And Yuio, Wrecking Ball, my favorite highlight intro in the game right now. There it is.
Wrecking Ball doing what he is meant to do, creating space with those mines, not allowing the attacking team to be able to jump near that payload.
You're not wrong. Lots of space being created, doing a lot of follow up, and overall just displacing the team again. The more that they're displaced, the like it can be something as simple as a foot to the left, a foot to the right. We always talk about like just being an inch out of place, how much of a devastating thing that can be. Well, that's what Hammond does. He throws you around, he lifts you into the air, he knocks you forward, he knocks you back. He does what he needs to do to make it so that you're off your game. And as soon as you, again, especially as characters like Widows and Hanzos, things like that, that can be absolutely devastating. You're trying to get those headshots so precise, and all of a sudden you're 4 feet to the left. Well, that was a swing and a miss. It kind of looks like how I usually play Hanzo at that point. So
Without the Hammonds.
yeah, without the Hammond, exactly.
Yeah,
That being
Hammond.
said, we both called it. We said we thought that
Yeah,
Toronto was going to win that last one, C Funk, and sure enough, we're team psychic tonight. So
we
that's pretty
are.
cool.
Seems like we've got a little bit of synergy going on.
We must have it must have been the water or something. I don't know, but we knew it. We called it. We said Toronto is too good. Toronto Tide Pod has been strong tonight, and even though they had lost those first two maps, we knew that they had the ability, the power, the skill to come back. And sure enough, that really showed it. Now, that being said, little bit of advantage going to Serendipity on this next one now. They get to choose the map. So, Serendipity still only one map win away from being tonight's crowned victors. On the flip side, Toronto needs to not only win this one, but then they would need to win a fifth final tie-breaking map, which has been chosen, pre-selected by the man in the back, and that's Werp as always, doing the things that Werp does.
I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want this to go to 5 maps. I mean, I'm having so much fun. I'm really enjoying the high level gameplay, and I really want to see more.
See, Funk, I'm just regretting that this isn't the best of seven, quite frankly, because I agree. This has been so good so far.
Mhm.
This has been just unbelievably, again, we talk about high skilled Overwatch. That's what we're seeing. Some of the finest Overwatch I've had the pleasure to watch, to commentate for, and to see here on TPG Arena. I'm very, very thrilled to have these teams here. I hope we're going to be able to convince them to come back. And I don't think it'll be too hard, C Funk. And you want to know why that is?
Why is that, Bloomer?
Well, it's because tonight's winner, C Funk, is going to be getting some cold, hard cash. So I don't think it's going to be too hard to convince either one of these teams to come back, win some games, play some Overwatch, have a good time. And oh, by the way, here's the money for it as well.
Not only this month, we do have that happening next month as well. And if you enter to win, or not even enter to win, if you just, your team decides
Play.
they want to play next month, you don't even have to win or lose. You are still entered to win the cash prize, the jackpot, the $200.
200 smackaroos. And again, we were talking about loonies and toonies earlier. We're not talking about loonies and toonies here. We're talking about American dollars. So, like, real money is what we're talking about, C Funk. So,
Oh my goodness.
well,
So,
it's funny. I guess you guys probably don't consider it that way, but in Canada, we talk, and when we have to always differentiate because we know on the world market, the Canadian dollar, what's that about? American dollars, those are real. That's real money. It's not monopoly money the way we have up here with all our fancy colors. No, it's real money. So 200 bucks going to a team just for playing next month, and then of course every one of our winners this month taking some cash home as well. So I don't know how we afford to do it, but somehow C Funk. And I guess one of the big reasons why we're able to afford to do this is all these incredible people coming in, dropping their Amazon Primes here, gifting subs to the community. That is exactly how it's done. So thank you again so much for all of you for this ongoing support in this crazy thing we're calling TPG Arena.
and not only do we have Overwatch here on TPG Arena, we are expanding into other esports. Our
Yes.
next category, or our next game we have coming in, who is going to call TPG Arena home, is going to be CSGO. And then
Awesome.
after that, some League of Legends.
I love it. And I got to tell you, I talked about this in our last broadcast. I've recently started to pick up League of Legends, and I hate to admit this, but I am having a great time with it. I am loving every moment of it. Matter of fact, after I finish playing Overwatch, I'm now like, okay, well, I'll just do one or two rounds of League. And all of a sudden I
5 hours
realize,
later.
yeah, well, that is like two rounds of League, to be honest with you.
Oh.
But no, no, but I really, yeah, you're 100% right. I look over and I see it's 3 a.m. and I go, what happened? Like, I was just having a good time. That being said, though, talking back about Overwatch in tonight's matchup, it sounds like we're going to be going to a classic, one of my personal favorite maps, and that is none other than King's Row.
Kings Row and Assault Escort, or better known as Hybrid.
Yes. Yes. So again, we see a lot of the time, well, there's a few different strategies that can work, but a lot of the
Mhm.
time we're going to see that Rhine Zarya combination, often paired up with another tank, such as a Diva with the triple support. Again, that meta being so prevalent. Sometimes we do see some DPS though. For example,
Widow?
I know we've seen a few Widows in the past,
Yeah.
Cfunk, especially on
Only
that first
on
point.
Yeah, I was gonna say only on point A, only on that first point to get the payload to appear, and it's a
Yes.
great spot for it, great sight lines, especially for the attacking team. So I'll have
Uh,
to wait and see what they decide to do if we may or may not see a widow. But yeah,
Yeah,
Kings
listen,
Row.
it's always interesting. And again, we talk about some of the classic maps. And Kings Row,
Mhm.
not only was it a classic map, but it's one of the most widely, universally popular of the maps. So we've been seeing some pretty incredible Overwatch so far tonight, C-Funk. But both of these teams have put in who knows how many hours to this map specifically. They have played this one till they could pretty much, I imagine, start doing the plays with their eyes closed and their monitors off. Probably in their bed, they have dreams of King's Row. So,
Well,
this is going to be insanely tight Overwatch. This is going to be very good.
and to pick this map, you have to be very confident on it.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
with
Absolutely.
that being said, our teams are ready to go.
Let's jump back into the gameplay then. Kings Row, we already mentioned it. It is a hybrid map and it is a classic. It is a great one. I personally, like I said, cannot wait. I think this is going to be just insane. Both teams doing an incredible job so far tonight. Once again, for those of you just joining in right now, first off, where have you been? We've been live for over an hour. Secondly, my name's Bloomer, and joining me, my lovely co-casters, C-Funk. We're watching a very high skilled, very high tier match between Team Serendipity and Toronto Tide Pods. Both teams ranked about 4.2K SR. And well, it's been back and forth tonight. But as it stands right now in our best of five, first to three series, Serendipity is up 2-1 over Toronto Tide Pods. And Serendipity were the ones to select Kings Row for tonight's match.
And it does look like our attacking team, Serendipity, is ready to go. It looks like we have a Torb running out, but they're running back to spawn, so maybe they're going to go swap out for something else.
You notice that it seems to be Mystic doing this over and over. I swear, I think Mystic just is saying to us, like, oh, I'm going to make them say it. I'm going to make them think there's a Torben.
Yeah,
Just kidding. It's a Lucio. It's a Lucio, everyone.
which makes more sense with Reinhardt on the team.
Yeah,
So,
I would say that when you look at the team composition for Serendipity, that overall Lucio fits in a little bit better. But you can see Toronto once again running something a little bit different. We've got the Hammond, we've got the 4 DPS, and we've got the Mercy. They must be really comfortable with that Hammond. But oh, that
mhm.
being said, quickly taken out, and now they're gonna have to move on to that point and probably you think they're going to probably just poke a little bit here, see if they can get anything. Again, those highly mobile DPS characters needing to make sure, though, that they don't get picked because that's the worst thing that could happen right now with Toronto.
And Tracer doing what Tracer does best, running in there, scattering the team, causing a bit of chaos.
Yeah, and you can see already they're very close to that first tick, just not quite there. But oh, look at that. Lots of picks for Toronto. They're doing an incredible job right now. Widow, Farah making their names seen and feared by Serendipity right now. And it's looking like, yeah, Toronto not only getting that first tick, but probably going to be capping this full point. And yet you can see Serendipity already understanding that that one's over. They're going to go ahead. They're going to group up and do something to try and stop the payload as opposed to point A.
And I love what I am seeing from both teams. They're changing it up. Oh, the attacking team and now going with a 3-3 while the defense team changing up things a bit.
Yeah, absolutely. Going ahead, running that Orisa Hog. Again, what a great combination they are. And you can see that's exactly why Orisa goes ahead, uses that pull to bring the team into one spot, and then Hog just goes ahead, hooks them in, tries to get that pick, but not quite able to there. Very, very close, though. Keeler's doing a great job keeping Toronto up and alive. And now you can see it is Viz taking cash out of Mech, and Friend goes ahead using that ult, manages to DPS that Reinhardt down. Kane goes ahead, takes out the Lucio, and as the trade's going back and forth, it looks like the defending team, Serendipity, gonna be able to hold here. And yeah, you can see now pushing forward with again that super cool team composition of the triple tank and two healers, one widow.
Kane causing some problems on that Widow from that alleyway, that high ground, as the team's trying to back out. Just
Well,
getting
and
those headshots.
what's so interesting too is seeing the widow on defense in this second point.
Mhm.
Basically, exactly what we said wouldn't happen is
Yeah.
exactly what Serendipity decides to bring out. And now you can see
Exactly.
the shatter came out, didn't connect though. No connection. Pone using that supercharger, give his team a little extra something. The Diva Bomb Lantern takes out Pone as well as the supercharger though. And now you can see they're gonna be pushing forward with that. Corey goes ahead, uses that ultimate as well from the Hog, trying to get some damage done. Kane takes out Viz on the Zenyatta. Lantern follows up though on the Diva, taking out the Widow. And now Hog is forced to run back, trying to get back to his team. He wants to try and hold at least a bit of space. There's the Ryan coming to join him. That's the Diva Bomb. There's the Diva Bomb, or Diva, sorry, out of mech rather. Lantern taken out very quickly. And that's going to give the team an opportunity to move back in. They need to get on there if they want to have any chance to contest. There they go. The rally is out from Maddie, as well as the sound barrier, or the beat drop from Lucio. Cash takes out Yuio on the Rhine, and Corey very quick following up, getting a pick of his own, and that should be enough for Serendipity to hold that point right there.
And Serendipity already almost at 4 ults. Freynock popped the Coalescence in this last fight and is about to have Coalescence again for this fight coming in.
That tells you what like how hard, how well they're playing. You ever trip on your words there, C-Funk? They are doing a phenomenal
Never.
job. Here we go.
Never.
There's the hook. Doesn't quite manage to get the pick though. Once again, that hook percentage doing really well, but just not enough follow up yet. And
And
now we
coming
can
into
see.
this fight, Serendipity does have 5 ultimates coming in. Oops.
Oh, and look at all the ults popping off. Diva Bomb. Viz using the Transcendence. Moira popping her. There goes another beat drop. And it looks like just about everyone said, hey, you got him, pop him. There's Cash with the Diva Bomb as well. Yuio managing to take Cash out while D-Mech though. And now you can see, again, picks going in Serendipity's favor. Doing a great job of holding, again, before that second checkpoint.
And the only person, well, I say that, but we are about to have, there it is, Pone's Earth Shatter for Serendipity, but we do also have the Graviton Surge for Nalan Nazaria on Toronto Tide.
Yeah, no, it's definitely interesting right now that the Grav, they don't have any sort of defensive ult on Serendipity in order to deal with that. So we're gonna have to see. There it comes out. They did a good job of spreading out though. There you can see once again they are trying to do anything and everything they can to get a pick here. They're not able to. There's the Shatter though. Maddie goes ahead, also pops that rally. Shatter did connect, but did they get any follow? Yes, Pone does go down. Now the Grav on the other side, and it looks like no picks though still, and it's going to be Toronto now pushing that payload, a little bit of forward momentum. There comes the trans from Viz. Still waiting for more picks. Lantern does take out Kane. That's going to be big. And now from behind, Corey tries his best to knock that team away. Though there we see, once again, all the picks going Toronto's way. That beat drop from Mika should be enough to win it over, and that it is. There you go. You can see the team very easily just gliding forward, getting that checkpoint, and now a minute 40 left to get a full completion on the map.
And again, for both teams, if we look up at our ultimates, we do have the Sound Barrier for Serendipity, a great defensive ult. But on the other side, Toronto has Earth Shatter and Diva Bomb.
And yeah, oh, and there we go. Diva Bomb doesn't connect to anything. The Sound Barrier was out as well from Mystic, trying to keep the team up and well, give them an opportunity to push in on that. And now you can see there's the rally from Maddie as well as the grab from Nalan. Kane does manage to get a pick on the Rhine. That is going to be absolutely huge. And now you can see them just pushing forward, holding W, trying to get more and more picks. And they know again, as soon as that main tank's gone, you gotta, it's like a shark smelling blood in the water. You just gotta hold W the way sharks tend to do when they have a keyboard in front of them.
And coming into the next fight, Zarya for Serendipity is fully charged, doing some damage.
And well, isn't that the truth right now? Holy smokes. And now you can see they're doing a little bit of a shuffle dance around that payload. Kane trying to look for a great moment to use that grab one more time. There it is. Goes ahead. They're dropping. There's the Transcendence. Cash uses the Diva Bomb as well. You can see Cash does connect with a few. Takes 2 out and Lantern out of the mech as well. Viz goes ahead, jumps off, and that is all it's going to be for that particular
10 seconds.
push.
Can anyone get back to touch? Here comes Wrecking Ball.
Wrecking Ball trying his best to get there, doing everything he can. The team pushing him back. Lucio manages to sneak by, though. Quickly taken out. 1 second left. Does anyone get there? Not really. They do have an overtime, but it's all, like I said, just stall out at this point. And you can see Cash on Diva just hang it out on the payload, emoting, dancing away, having a great old time. And again, nice hold. Very nice hold from Serendipity on that third point. Gives them an opportunity, C-Funk, absolutely, to put it away on this particular map.
It does. And I wonder if we're going to see some more unique hero choices from Toronto Tide for defense, as we saw in their attack.
Yeah, you never really know, I suppose, eh? And Toronto, they've definitely been trying different strategies. We've been seeing things other than just simply the 3-3 from them. I love it. I respect that. I appreciate it. But I got to tell you, Serendipity also no slouches here. They've identified very frequently what Toronto's up to, the what they need to do as far as not only ultimates but also making sure that characters are not being caught out on their own, playing corners, playing angles properly, and overall just using the map as effectively as possible.
Yes, and it does look like Toronto Tide Pod on defense in the red is going to go with a unique strategy on this.
You know, I gotta tell you, I wasn't expecting this coming out on the defense, but hey, when in Rome, or I guess when in King's Row, you
Which
might as well, right?
I have to say, I don't know if I've seen this map played so well without a Reinhardt, especially on point A, but Yuio is doing a great job on that Hammond.
Yeah, well, we're gonna have to see how this works. Again, really, really interesting, and you can see a little bit of a different composition as well from the attacking team. They're gonna be running again the Orisa and Hog. Now they just made a swap as well. Friend going, oh my goodness,
Oh,
that was dirty between the Widow headshot and Maddie following up. Pone very quickly taken out, but rezzed by Mystic. Oh, that was, you never want to see that as you're walking forward. And now we can see Pone getting that first pick on Yuio. That could be a big one right here. And now Corey having some difficulties of his own on the point, but manages to get back with the team. Great job. Orisa just managing to take that little corner, which that's all they need as long as they're on there. And at this point, all the different attacking people without a tank, they're scared to get on there. They get that first tick, but that's it so far. And now they do have a little bit of contention on the point from the defending team. And it looks like, despite picks going both ways, the res coming in again from Micken to keep Lantern up and in this, it might be enough for Toronto Tide Pods to stabilize, and it looks like it is.
Lantern causing all types of issues with that bomb, really, that she throws on Ash.
Mm-hmm.
Really causing a lot of damage. You see them on
Oh,
fire when
you
that
see
happens.
Maddie goes ahead, drops those dragons, manages to take out Kane before the fight even starts. That's going to be enough. They want to pull back. You can see, oh, even though the res going off, Orisa was taken out. Again, Viz doing a great job on that Sombra. And, you know, I got to give credit. Unique strategy, and it's going fairly well for them so far. Toronto, I'm impressed. And oh, there we go. Nano boost, though. They're committing at this point. Hog misses the hook, but he's trying to cause some damage. He's using that ultimate now. Bob comes out. There's the hack, though. Huge EMP. Manages to connect with almost the whole team. And, well, it's all cleanup. I love saying it, but that's what it is here. As, once again, Toronto on the defense. very strong DPS combination here between the Widow, Sombra, Hanzo, and Ashe. And well, they've given up only one tick with a minute 45 left. Serendipity needs to figure something out.
That's right. A minute 30 and surrounding them like they are doing, getting a pick right as they come out of spawn is really causing some issues.
Oh,
There
and
goes Pone
once
again.
again, Maddie doing work, but Mystic does get the res off, and then quickly Maddie taken out by that hook. Corey on that hog, so effective at punishing anyone who's even caught out of position for a second. And now Serendipity gets that big team kill, does an absolute insane job of taking out the DPS characters. And I gotta say, it worked better than I was expecting, and it did force Serendipity to use a bunch of ults in order to cap point A.
They used 4 of their ults, but if you look up at our ultimate percentage, no one is going to have ults for this next fight. We might have a little bit of poke damage going on just to try and get those up.
Oh, and
Ooh.
Nalan taking out Cash on that Sombra. Very helpful pick right now, as that gives Viz a chance to get a little bit ahead in that EMP war between the two Sombras. Currently up with a 51% as opposed to the 26, and that could be absolutely huge. And oh, once again, Nalan getting a sneaky little pick. This time on Mystic on the Mercy. It looks like Toronto doing a great job so far again of trying their best to stabilize here with this heavy DPS comp, but you can see Serendipity still not displaced from that payload.
Ooh. Those those Widow and Ashe shots coming from seems like every angle.
It really does. I think again, I must play against these guys. Oh, what a shot! What a shot! Nalan absolutely popping off right now, taking out Cash in the air. That had to feel bad. And Pone following up, taking out Lantern on the soldier there. Again, they're trying to get some forward motion here, and they're doing a pretty good job, the attacking team. But you can see Toronto, no slouches themselves, are ready to dive on one more time. When's it going to be, though? They need to get on there sooner than later. It's getting
There
close.
goes the in.
Oh, EMP went
Oh,
out, but I believe it was interrupted, and well, it didn't actually connect with anybody.
that is
That's a huge block.
that's 100% a feels bad for Toronto.
And now you can see it's Serendipity getting lots and lots of picks with 3 meters, 3.87 meters rather left to get the second tick there. And now Toronto having to try and get there as quickly as they can, but not going to be able to. You can see that there. Well, you can't see it on your screen, but they do not have to complete the map fully to get the win Serendipity here. There it is, that yellow marker. That's how far they need to push the payload. So Toronto going to need to do a really good job getting a proper group up here and then touching last moment, and then they cannot lose anything with 2 minutes 44 seconds. That was a very big pick to start things off. EMP comes out, connects with a bunch. Is anyone going to get on? They did manage to. Oh, there it is. The fight is over, and it's Serendipity coming in with a massive win. That also makes them the winner of tonight's matchup. Play of the game going to Pone as Reinhardt here. And I always love watching this. Oh, big left clicks from Reinhardt. Little fire
Oh,
strike action. I love it. I absolutely love it. And there you can see. And well, Cvunk, you heard it from me first, but I guess you probably thought it about the same time. And that's Serendipity, tonight's winners, going up 3-1 in this best of 5 series.
and I believe you called that, didn't you?
I don't like to take your lines, but I might be psychic, Cfunk.
Your boy might be psychic.
Yeah, boy might be psychic. No, that's you know what? I had to say Serendipity, wow. Like they were just playing flawless Overwatch tonight. They were doing so well that I felt they had to be winning still. But at the same time, Toronto was doing so well. I couldn't see them not at least getting one map. And that's what I had to say after we saw the first couple rounds. And that was exactly obviously what happened. So hey, check mark +1 for Bloomer. So
And I
remember that
loved
one tomorrow, chat.
I loved seeing Toronto come in with those unique strategies. I do feel like it kind of threw Serendipity for a little bit of a loop. They were like, "What is this? This is not the usual situation."
Yeah.
And
Well,
I
and
see
you're
how
not
strong.
wrong. It was very, very tight, and it actually looked like who the heck knew what was gonna happen. So, that was the whole thing. I'm just getting word from the back though, C-Funk, that they said, "Hey, you know what? This Overwatch, we like it. We wanna keep playing it, and we're enjoying being broadcasted here on TPG Arena." They just asked, "Is it okay if they do the 5th map tonight?" C-Funk, you're the boss here. Is it alright?
I don't know. I say we throw it to chat. What do you guys say? Do you guys want to see another knockdown drag out from these two grandmaster teams?
Hold on, let me
I
grab my
can't
phone so I can start typing
yeah,
in chat here.
I can't imagine not wanting to see that. So I say, of course we want to see more.
Of course, we want to see another one. Of obviously, chat. If anyone said no, get out of here. What are you doing? Yeah, of course we want to see. How often do we get to see 4.3 thousand SR? That's what these teams are averaging about. It's craziness. This is Overwatch at its finest. So happy to be here to do this. And guys, make sure that you're not only hitting that follow, but you're dropping those Amazon Primes along the way here as well, if you want to support the channel more than you already have been. But as we already know, again, officially tonight's winner, Serendipity. But but we're also going to get to see that 5th match for fun, for a little funsies, C Funk.
And it doesn't end here. It may end with Serendipity and Toronto Tide, but we have got more Overwatch for you tomorrow. It's going
Yes,
to be at Capybara versus Four House at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, TPG
awesome.
Arena. You're
I
not gonna want to miss
No way. I know I'm gonna be here anyways. There's
it.
really no way to avoid that fact. But I know I'm gonna be looking forward to it as well. I spend all day going, geez, I can't wait. Is it 8 o'clock yet? Is it 8 o'clock yet? And well, hey, I guess it is in about 22 more hours. But in the meantime, we get to enjoy this last final one. And I believe I'm getting word from the back that it's Basan that we're going to be going to, which is of course a control map, C Funk.
It is no way to tie on a control map. So here we
So
go.
we're gonna see not only a winner tonight, but we also might see a bragging rights winner as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
we're just gonna wait to see if we get word that the teams are ready to go, and as soon as that happens, we'll be jumping into the final map of tonight's broadcast. Guys, one more time, I just want to take an opportunity to thank everybody who's been here, not only watching and supporting and cheering on your favorite teams, but we've had so much generosity from you guys tonight. We've had so many Amazon Primes, gift subs. I believe we've had something like 21, 22 gift subs already tonight, Cfunk. It's wow, the generosity of this community is just it's wild. So thank you so much
It is.
again for being here with us and giving us the opportunity to present TPG Arena for you. And I believe we got a bit leader as well today, C Funk.
We do. I hear it is Fat Gooch coming in with those biddies. So thank you very much.
All six of them. So thank you so much. We appreciate that, Gucci. Um, that being said, guys, the teams are ready. So if they're ready, I'm ready. C Funk, you're ready.
Of course, I'm ready.
And let's jump in, guys. Busan, our final map of the night. And as already mentioned by the lovely C Funk, it is a control map. If anyone's just joining in right now, let me take this opportunity to once again introduce myself. My name's Bloomer, and joining me, my co-caster, C-Funk. We have been watching some of the highest end Overwatch that you'll see all day, and that is between teams Serendipity and Toronto Tide Pods. Now, Serendipity did just officially win our best of 5 by getting their 3rd map. However, both of these teams have said, we want to play all 5. We want this opportunity to be showcased, to be highlighted, to continue on. So both teams agreed, let's do the 5th and final map. And again, that comes down to Basan now. Control.
And I love seeing it. It does look like Toronto Tide is going to go with that unique strategy again. But it also looks like we have a unique strategy for Serendipity. They're bringing out the maybe, possibly bringing out the Doomfist.
Uh, you know, it's definitely possible, but is it going to happen? Here we go. Let's find out. It looks like the answer is yes. I I love it. We're gonna see one more character making their way onto the roster, one more hero making their way in tonight. That's beautiful. And it's Nalin quickly with that shot on Mystic, taking out that Lucio. Toronto said, "We want this one. This is the bragging rights match. Let's go ahead and win it." And then Viz going ahead, taking out Pone on the Doomfist, responding in spades. Yuio getting hacked by the Sombra. And Nalin very quickly taking out Frenach with that on a wow. And look at that. While I'm talking, guys, Maddie gets a pick, Viz gets another pick, Nalin gets another pick. Toronto snipers and DPS characters. This is, guys, you should be taking notes at home. This is how you play. And now you can see Kane doing their thing, getting healed back up on that hacked health pack. And oh, you can see quickly having to back out Hammond a little bit too much health and a little too much damage for a Sombra to take 1v1 there.
And it does look like Serendipity is swapping it up a bit. We've got a Hammond coming in. Swapped a couple of times, but Hammond was the final choice.
Yeah, sometimes you just realize that you need a good Hammond in your life. So Pone making that swap over, and now you can see, Cash doing a great job, landing 2 shots on the Pharah, but just not quite enough to take her out of the sky. Yuio does get that pick on to the Genji. Corey going down and having to make their way back from the spawn. And obviously we can see now Toronto does have control of the point up to 50% now. And that's a feels bad if you're Lantern. Not exactly what they were looking for with the pulse bombing themselves. And now we can see again picks going all in the direction of Toronto at the moment. Looks like Toronto trying very, very hard, although there's Pone managing to go Viz on that Hanzo and now moving their way onto the point. Looks like they might be going for a back cap.
Ooh. Again, Pharah experiencing some issues from Cash on the Widow.
Oh, and look at that. Yuio managing to push Pone just far enough off the map that when he slammed, he went slamming into the abyss and well, somehow luckily ends up back in spawn. So it's going to be back in the fight in just a few seconds here. And now you can see Nalin once again getting lots of picks. This time it was on Cash on that Widow, and Maddie using the barrage takes out Pone. Kane takes out Maddie on the Pharah while they're using it, but it's objective secured 100% 2-0. Toronto pulling off that big win there, and well, Serendipity didn't even manage to make it back onto the point.
I was about to say Serendipity needs to touch. They were at 97%.
Like to take a quick moment to just thank Hellball as well for his kind bits. Thank you so much for those, Hellball. We appreciate it here at TPG Arena. And now you guys can see a very nice close-up of Widowmaker looking at a wall. Looks absolutely awesome so far. You can see the slight damage to the wall below. And there we go. Now we can see a nice zoomed in Widowmaker spread. It's all about that Widow lifestyle right now. And once again, control point unlocking now in 26 seconds as the teams explode out of their spawns. They are ready. Again, we just need to see Toronto get this one in order to win out this. It would become a 3-2 for the night, still in favor of Serendipity if Toronto does manage to win this. And absolute nastiness from Toronto. Both the Hanzo and Widow managing to get a pick off respectively. And then Maddie following up once again, actually getting a couple picks. And Nalin is just like, the word disgusting gets thrown around a lot, but this is disgusting. It's almost, you don't want to take the camera off now because you're gonna miss something absolutely crazy, and just a near miss on the soldier there as well. And now pulling back once again, has the sights, but not going to use it until they know they're safe. And there you can see Cash. Cash managed to take out Viz on the Hanzo, following up also on Maddie on that Genji. But it's all Toronto right now over the point. They're already up to 27%. There it goes. There it goes. One more time on that Widow. Kane aim, no slouch on the Widow by any means themselves. But again, Nalin doing a great job. This time it's Corey finally shutting Nalin down. And Cash managing to take out Lantern on that Tracer as well before they flip the point after giving up 40%.
And we do have a few ultimates coming online for both teams. It does look like they will have Dragon Strike for Toronto Tide and Whole Hog for Serendipity.
That's right. Now here we go. Maddie using the Genji's Dragon Blade and trying to do some damage here, but not as much as he was hoping. As Corey goes ahead and finishes things off, Cash goes ahead as well, taking out Mika on that Mercy, using that whole hog, and oh, nicely hooked as well, taking Lantern on that Tracer. Not an easy character to hook necessarily, and follows up on Yuyo as well as Viz. Wow, Cash said, hold on, everyone. I keep hearing about all this Widow and Hanzo talk. Let me show you what a Roadhog can do. Gets his name all over that kill feed. And now Mick going ahead raising Viz back from the dead.
Widow popping those sights for Serendipity, giving them an advantage.
And
letting
so
them
far,
know, hey, we're here.
So far, no one moving in on it exactly, though. Sadly, giving them the advantage, but again, all it's really been so far is a slowdown. Now the Widow's trying to do something there. Neither one hitting either. Mystic goes ahead, drops the beat, trying to keep the team alive and well. Help them bully their way on the point. Cash gets the pick on Maddie, the Genji. That could be big. Viz, though, responds very quickly, taking out Corey on that soldier. Trades 1-for-1 at this point. Cash goes ahead, takes out Lantern once again, follows up with a pick on the Hanzo. This is some very, very good Roadhog play that we're seeing from Cash as well right now. And now they're up to 88%, 89, and just ticking up 1% per second. They just need to keep the team off for another, I guess, 6 seconds at this point. If they manage to do that, we're going to be going to 1-1 into a final tier block or tiebreaker. And no one does. Once again, that's a back-to-back that neither team was able to get the overtime going. And now, again, we see a 1-1, an exciting conclusion to tonight's matchup. We're going to see a control third point for the final matchup between Serendipity and Toronto Tide Pods.
Does, and it looks like possibly a May coming into this. I always hate to announce what heroes we might be seeing just because, you know, the doors haven't opened yet. They haven't, they always change last minute on us.
You know, it's I hate to say it happens from time to time. We should have some sort of way that whatever hero they lock in first, they're forced to go out of spawn with. That would be a thing.
That would be hilarious to see personally.
All of a sudden, all the Torbjorn memes coming out.
I say we try that one time.
Hey, it could be fun. I think we'd have to talk to the teams about it first, though.
Probably.
Or maybe it's better if we don't tell them about it. Yeah, you might be right. And there's Corey on that Doom trying to get some work, but it looks like Kane going to go ahead, take out Viz very quickly on that Widow. Yuyo on the Rhine, though, managed to take out Corey on the Doom. And Kane popping off right now, takes out Nalin as well as Maddie. That is triple kill from the Widow, but still nobody on the point right now for Serendipity. So it is going to go Toronto's way to start things off. And now, though, oh, there we see a Doomfist and Ryan colliding into each other, knocking each other down, and then Yuyo not able to deal with Pone, just holding left click, swinging that giant hammer at his face. And now you can see, though, there's lots of people trying to push in for Serendipity, but as of this moment, Toronto's still holding that point up to 20% already. And all the picks right now going Serendipity's favor. This might be enough. It should be enough. They should be able to flip this point over. And it looks like, yes, they do. They gave up only 28%. Not bad at all, C-Funk.
Not bad. Definitely a little bit better than the last flip. They have, you know, a bit more time to flip it back if they need, or if they can get to the point.
Well,
I was going to say if they need to, and it's like, of course they need to.
They probably want to. Yeah, that's, if, you know, do you want to win? I don't know. Do you need to win? Well, you probably want to. I don't know. But, oh, there we can see Corey gets the first pick on Viz, but very quickly Yuyo follows up on Kane, and Cash with that Diva Bomb managing to take out the Lucio. All the picks now going Serendipity's way, and it looks like, yep, they're going to continue to get that percentage ticking up as they move forward, and now they're going to pull back and regroup as a team. I'd like to just point out that in that initial fight that they knew, Serendipity said, it's okay, Toronto, take over the point, that's fine. We're just gonna go ahead. We're gonna get our picks. We're gonna play our game at our speed, and then we'll take it over when we're ready to. And there you can see a big shatter goes out, landing four people from Toronto shatter down. And there's the follow-up as well. I was worried there wasn't gonna be enough, like it was an aggressive shatter, but they do manage to do it. And now Serendipity one more time, up to over 60% now.
And Freynock doing a great job on that Ana. Keeping their team up, hitting those sleep darts, so crucial.
Yeah, absolutely. The sleep dart, again, one of the most, really truthfully, one of the more powerful abilities in the game on a cooldown, manages to take somebody completely out of the fight as long as you recognize, don't hit this person. Or you can focus them down quickly. And there comes the shatter. Does it connect? Nope, not with anyone. Viz though slept, and that's what we talked about. That sleep dart, so good. Maddie uses the rally. Friend goes ahead, pops the nano boost, as well as Mystic using that beat drop, that sound barrier to keep the team alive and well. And now you can see they're up to 97%. If they win this fight out, Serendipity is going to win it. The numbers are favoring them right now. There's the Diva Bomb, though. Doesn't connect with anyone. Nalan's doing some work. Mick also manages to take out Pone. Numbers suddenly are flipping back. It's looking good right now. If you're a Toronto fan, they might be able to flip this. They just need to keep themselves on that point. They can't get off of it at this point with the overtime. But the numbers are they're there. They're there. They've got the tools. There it
And
is, the
there's the
flip.
flip.
99%. And they're going to start building it up on their side up to 33. That's only 67 seconds that they need to hold this on for, C-Funk.
It is. And coming in, we've got a few ultimates.
And there's one of them. No transcendence there to block that one, but it is the grab coming out. And now you can see Toronto pushing forward again, getting lots of picks, and now just working on that stagger the best they can.
And coming in, it does look like we are going to have Transcendence and we are going to have Earth Shatter for Toronto. But on the flip side for Serendipity, we do have the Self-Destruct Diva and the Earth Shatter for Reinhardt, as well as possibly the Ana Nano Boost.
And you can see they went directly to point this time. Oh, big shatter. Big shatter. They did manage to flip the